Hi, Andrea Morisette, Grazzini, CEO of WetheP, here today to talk about MetoWe, one of my favorite topics of all time, and a great exercise. So I'm going to take you through this by going through something of a who, what, where, why, and how. But first of all, if you haven't already taken a look at them, you might want to look at WetheP's first two videos. The first one is on civic engagement, and the second one is on public narrative. And I promised in the public narrative one that we discuss WetheP because it really takes public narrative to the next level. Public narrative being you understanding yourself as a public person, how you are in this world, what you care about, and how you can impact this world. MetoWe takes it into how you and another person, or you or more people, can do the very same. So think of MetoWe as being something of a wee bubble. And this is language that comes from Daniel Goleman, the scholar and author who writes about emotional learning. So in this wee bubble, there's two of you. This is the who. Two of you or two people, preferably very different from each other, or people that maybe had never known each other, wouldn't be likely to get to know each other otherwise. You don't have to do it that way, but that's where you'll really see some pretty transformative things. So that's the who. The what is really, it's a mutual empathy exercise in a way, and it's a way of not only understanding yourself and another in your public lives, but also understanding another's experiences and how they relate to yours in usually very unexpected ways. And while you're doing that, you're also, of course, learning about yourself. You're discovering new things that you didn't really understand simply by talking about them with someone very different. So where do you do this? Really, you can do this anywhere. I've done it in many schools. I've done it in community organizations, faith groups. It works well in, very well in, even neighborhoods, businesses, absolutely. Any place where you've got people that it would help to get to know each other. And specifically, especially where there's people that there might be tensions or missed opportunities because people aren't connecting due to their differences. Okay? Why is it important? And really, I just sort of mentioned it, why it's important is because it teaches us something about ourselves and others, and specifically helps us realize how much that we share, how little, in fact, at the end of the day, we're different. But while we're doing that, we're also valuing what we are different about. So we're not eschewing the idea that people should be different. In fact, we really value that. But it helps us get to a place of mutual understanding and really at the end of the day to produce a relationship, at least, if not perhaps even something far beyond that, that impacts our world in important ways. That's why we want to do this and why it's so important. The how, it's really simple. Again, it can be done many different places. What you might want to do is start out with your partner. Again, choose someone different if you can. With a Venn diagram. Grab a piece of paper and some pens or markers or crayons, whatever you like, and draw a Venn diagram. On one side you've got a square, on the other side you've got a circle. Let's say that you are on the square side. On your square side, you're going to write down, after speaking with your partner, their characteristics. Are they a man? Are they a woman? Are they a boy or a girl? Where do they live? What's their ethnicity? What are they like? What do they do for a living or in school, whatever the case may be. Your partner's going to do the very same on their side. Let's say they're in the circle. So they're going to sort of interview you and capture those characteristics of yours that are uniquely you. Then you're going to talk about your values. You're going to capture your partner's values on your side of the Venn. Your partner's going to capture his or her values, or your values, on their side of the Venn diagram. It's really important that you do it this way. You don't have to do it. There's no rules really, but it is important because it creates an immediate implied environment of a shared goal, of shared and interconnected or interdependent effort. So you're sort of relying on each other to get what you're saying right and to capture it. And then in the capture of it, you're repeating that to yourself and to each other and infusing it deeper into your thoughts. From there, in that center part of your Venn diagram, you're going to capture those characteristics and values that are the same and specifically focus on the values. This is where the real gold is. Let me give you an example of a couple of fifth graders that did this and how it came out. This was a student named Claire and a student named Solomon. Now, I challenged this classroom that they were in to choose the student that they'd never spoken to the entire year. This was at the end of the school year, no less. Or the student that they were afraid to speak up to, or the student that maybe they weren't sure that they even liked. So Claire and Solomon found themselves together. I'm not sure how, and I didn't ask, doesn't matter to me. What they did was they began writing down their characteristics, and this was really fun. I heard them giggling as they found out that they were both afraid of spiders. I think Claire was shocked that Solomon, who seems very self-contained and very in control of himself, was afraid of spiders. And Solomon was clearly amazed that Claire, who was very outgoing and very brave, was also afraid of spiders. So there was sort of an immediate and almost an emotional connection around that. Spiders are a universal fear, and those universal experiences and emotions can connect us together. As they continued through the process, they found more things. They both liked sugar, more giggles there. They got more serious when they found that they were both in single-parent families. Again, it was almost surprising to me, and it certainly was to them both, that they were not aware of that, of each other. Here you have two students that have been in the same classroom for a whole year, great class, good kids. They just had never talked about this. This was where the emotions came in. The reason the emotions came in was for the very reason that they didn't know it about each other. For whatever reason, these children felt uncomfortable sharing in public that they were living in single-parent families. Now they had something deeper than the rest of their classmates had about them, that they could share a deeper understanding of what life is like and how it might be different in a single-parent family. I could see them talking about their families. This wasn't part of the assignment, but they were, and that is what naturally happens, and it certainly is important and valued in this exercise. From there, they talked about values. They both valued, as it happens, family, and they also valued environment. From here, they were able to take it into a shared values plan and execute that plan over the summer rather. And this is the second challenge in MetoWe. The first challenge is just getting through the exercise of understanding characteristics and values and those that you share, the common ground between you or the common interests that you share. From there, you can take it a step further, and this is when you can really have some great impacts on your community or your culture or country. Take one or two of those values and build them into a shared values statement. Make this just a one-sentence statement about what you found that you both value and care about. From there, take it into a shared values plan. And in the shared values plan, you want to articulate things like mutual accountability. How are you going to stay committed to each other to be sure that you stick with your plan? And then also measurement criteria. How are you going to know that you've succeeded in your shared values plan? It can be very simple or it can be sophisticated. It's really up to you. These students, Claire and Solomon, chose for their shared values plan, their value was to care for the environment and to keep the environment clean and healthy. So their shared values plan to do that was to keep their playground clean at their school. And their shared value, their mutual accountability, was that they would text each other, every week and be sure that they got together at the playground and cleaned it up if it needed cleaning. And their their accountability criteria or their measurement criteria, how they would know that they had succeeded was they felt that they would know if they got good comments from other students and if the playground stayed clean. It was as simple as that. And they did that, I'm not sure how long, and even that doesn't so much matter. The point of the exercise is to begin to understand how you and someone very different from you can understand each other at a much deeper level, or at least a little bit deeper level, and then possibly even conceive ways of continuing your relationship around something of value to your community. So your job is simply to raise awareness together in your wee bubble, take that awareness into a mutual commitment. From that mutual commitment, deliver your plan. After you've delivered your plan, discuss it. Spend some time reflecting, if you can, on how you've done, on how it went, on the surprises when you met and did your MetoWe, and on the learnings and lessons that you achieved while you were doing your shared values plan and achieving that in whatever way that you might want to do that. It's a great exercise. It's really fun, and I can share much more with you about how to do it. If you'd like, just visit us at Facebook, at WetheP Inc. on Facebook. And if you do a Me2We, or if you'd like to, please, please tell us how it goes. We'd love to hear. This is really exciting stuff, great fun, and I think you're going to really enjoy it.